Welcome to the lesson of the week for thisisclassicalguitar.com, and I'm making lessons every week. I'm just mostly surrounded through the ideas of what I've been teaching in my studio of 30 students, but also just whatever else is coming up on my day-to-day activities. For today, I want to talk about keeping the thumb ahead of the fingers in the right hand. So I'm talking about thumb position, but I'm also just talking about thumb placement as well, and guitar position, because guitar position can really affect your thumb position as well. One of the things that spurred me to think about that this week was Hubert Keppel's The Bible of Classical Guitar Technique, which is like pumping nylon on steroids. It just keeps going and going and going. It has tons of exercises. I've added a link to the book in the YouTube info section if you want to check it out. I'll also be doing a full review of the book in the upcoming weeks. I'm still going through it and getting lots of cool ideas from it. He's a real well-known teacher, if you don't know him already, but very interesting book. This idea that he has here is nothing hugely new, although there's some really cool ideas he has in the book that you'll want to check out. But keeping the thumb in front of the fingers is a basic thing that lots of students have to deal with. And teaching it is sometimes a little bit tricky. The most common problem is that the thumb ends up kind of inside the fingers. It's kind of playing in here or very close to the fingers. If I bring my hand straight up, I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. The thumb should be ahead of the fingers when you're playing. That way when you play, your fingers can move inside the thumb. If your thumb's here, your fingers will get caught up with the thumb, right? And it's like a traffic jam. Or if your thumb's really close, they'll interfere with each other. They can't play at the same time. So the thumb has to be in front, so it can play and not interfere and be an independent voice. Now, that said, let me just get it focused here. So that said, the guitar position can really affect that. If you watch my thumb, so watch my thumb right here. If I start tilting the guitar this way, see how my thumb has disappeared into my fingers? That's bad. Now watch, if I get more into the proper sitting position with the guitar more at a 45-degree angle, see how that thumb just slipped out? Let me do that one more time. So guitar position has something to do with that. So when your teacher, or when you're thinking, or you're working on your technique and you think, oh, I have to keep my thumb out here. Well, it's not just about extending your thumb outward and like forcing it to be out there. That wouldn't feel very natural, right? What you want to do is instead make sure that you make a compromise to your guitar position and have your hand in the right place so that your thumb is out in front. If your arm is too far like this, that might also affect it. I see that a lot. So make sure the contact point on your forearm is in front of the elbow. That said, a great exercise to do to teach this to students, or if you're studying on your own, is to play the thumb and the index finger, so the thumb and the index finger on the same string. So if we pick like the third string, it's great because it's on the same string. The thumb and the finger will really have to fight for room if they're too close to each other. Instead, make sure that thumb is out in front. So I'm just playing the third string open. And then you could even introduce the M finger, the middle finger, on the second string if you like. Bring this closer so you can see it. So you see my finger has room to bypass the thumb. That's what we want. And we could introduce the M finger on the second string. we could even introduce the A finger. So I have to hold my guitar differently. But I think doing that, just thumb and I finger on the same string is so helpful. So, let's see, get this focused again. Getting back to the book, one of his suggestions for his 6 basic arpeggio patterns is to practice the arpeggios on a single string. So the first arpeggio goes thumb, I, M, A. So thumb on the lowest string, I on the 3rd string, M on the 2nd, A on the 1st. Then you switch your bass note. Just a basic upward arpeggio, right? But then he suggests, after that, he suggests playing it all on a single string. So 2nd string, P, I, M, A, P, I, M, A. Whoops, made a small mistake as I was reaching out to the book. And he does the same thing for all the different 6 patterns that he outlines. So the 2nd pattern, for example, is P, I, A, M. And then he does that on a single string. So 2nd string, P, I, A, M, P, I, A, M, P, I, A, M, P, I, A, M. Sometimes when I'm teaching beginners, I'm hesitant to have them use all the fingers on one string because they might get really like this in order to accomplish that. That's not the worst. I mean, you don't want your wrist bent, but if it was just like a little bit of a bend, that'd be fine. So sometimes I just do P and I with especially younger students because I can't trust that they're going to go home and not also think about their wrist. But if you're an adult, you can definitely kind of think about this a little bit more. If you're a teacher, just be really careful when you're introducing it that you also keep a good hand position. Or you could just limit the student to like P and I or P, I, M and those kinds of ideas. I do think it's a really great idea though because the exercise will force students to go home and to actually think about keeping that thumb in front. There's a number of great exercises out there that automatically will teach students the right thing to do. So you can send them home with an exercise and the exercise itself helps them to accomplish the technique. It's almost like having a teacher in the room. So this is one of them. So if you play something on the same string, you'll notice that your thumb and your index finger are fighting for room. So you'll want to put that thumb out in front. So that's a great exercise. You can send students home with that and they will correct their technique because of the exercise. There's left-hand exercises like that as well. For example, if you do a 1 finger per fret exercise, like 1, 2, 3, 4. So like at the 5th fret, putting 1 finger per fret down. If you play the open 2nd string, so if you're playing on the 3rd string, and you play the open string underneath after each one, if their hand position is bad, if they're too folded down this way, they'll accidentally mute out the 2nd string. So they have to be on their fingertips. They have to like make sure they're on their fingertips in order to do that. If I was to bring this in close, let me just get it focused here. So in order to, if their hand is down like this, they're going to mute out that 2nd string. So they have to be on their fingertips like this in order to have clearance for that 2nd string. So it's another example of an exercise that trains the student to do what is right even when you're not there, which is especially important with young children, but for anyone really, because it helps them be their own teachers, right? So keeping the rule today is to keep the thumb in front of the fingers, and a great exercise for that is playing things on the same string. So I'll talk more about similar ideas in this book. I'll do a full review and take a look at a number of the exercises, but it's a really cool book, and it just reminded me of that of that idea of keeping the thumb in front of the fingers. So thanks so much, and subscribe to the YouTube channel for more free lessons every week. Thanks.